Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of Megadad's X. It is our crossover companion podcast, and it is brought to you by our patron supporters. Everything we do here at Megadad's is made possible because of the support we get from our producers over at patreon.com/Megadads. And if you would like to join the ranks and help us create content like this podcast, simply go to that website, and for as little as $1 a month, you can be a part of the team. Our producers this month are Mark Peterson, Jason Bryant, Joel Brooks, Antonio Guillen, Luke Porter, Brian Scott, Dan Nagan, Grouchy Surge, Luke Lohr, Paul Lloyd, Johnny Casino, David Snyder, Eric Guptail, the Nintendo Dads Podcast, Justin Masson, Andy Penzick, Jason Lacey, Mark Carabin, Sean Capri, the Bafo Yucks Dudes, Donnie Reese, Dallas Robbins, Andrew Gonzalez, the Nintendo Guru, Chris Berto, Ryan Inderlead, Spencer Stapleton, Josh Stapleton, Joseph Hoover, Skinny Matt, and Gary Gray. Thank you all so much for making this possible, and now, let's begin the crossover.
Welcome, everybody, to Megadad's X, our brand new podcast where we hang out with our friends, play some games, and take your questions. My name is John. I'm here with Adam. As always, thank you so much for joining us for our inaugural episode. Adam, how's it going?
I'm a little confused. I gotta be honest.
Okay.
You just started this show where you said we hang out with our friends.
Right.
I didn't realize having friends was like a prerequisite for doing this show. We may have a very limited run.
It's a limited series. It's a mini series.
Okay. All right.
And we are very happy to be joined on our very first episode by the multi-talented author, teacher, journalist, Mr. Ben Bertoli.
Hey there. How's it going, everybody?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm excited that you're here because your name sounds like a pasta.
It is. I mean, it is a pasta. I have one less L in my name.
That's exciting.
But it's exactly. And funny enough, I'm related to a famous food icon, but it's nothing to do with pasta. I'm actually the great grandson of Orville Redenbacher.
You have got to be kidding me.
Nope, but no more free popcorn. They sold the company to ConAgra a while ago, so I don't get any free popcorn anymore, unfortunately. But
that's the most amazing personal fact I've ever heard.
It's interesting. It's like a weird celebrity to be related to because he's like a dead old nerd, who was really good at growing popcorn. It's not like being related to George Clooney or anything, but
dude,
it's a fun fact.
Dude, all I can say is I'm related to John, so you already win.
I'm third cousins with Aunt Jemima. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Well, Ben, thank you so much for joining us. So like I said, you are kind of a man of many talents. For those who may not know you, you are a teacher. Do I have that correct?
Yep, 6th grade.
6th grade. That sounds terrible.
It can be. It's kind of a weird transition point between child and teenager.
So I've got a daughter who's going into 5th grade this year. So yeah, I'm familiar with that attitude at that age. How long have you been teaching?
This will be my 8th year teaching 6th grade. Wow. And I was hired straight out of college to teach 6th grade, and I've never left that position. So I don't know anything else at this point.
Does that qualify? How do you feel about the term tween? Is that still a thing? Is that like what we're calling them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they don't refer to themselves as that, but
Right.
that would be what I mean. My kids are like, my kids being my students are like 11 to 13 years old. So yeah, that's a good term.
Right in that pocket. Ugh.
Uh-huh.
Right that where they're awkward and they're starting to smell. You know?
Oh yeah. By the end of the year, in the spring, when it's hot out and they're all running around,
It's
not
definite
great.
funk.
I was out to dinner last night, and it's been hot and humid around here. We're in the Midwest, northern Midwest area, and we were in this restaurant, and this father and his kids walked through the front door, and they walked past us in the dining room, and the smell of youth sweat just made me set my pizza down. I was like, I'm done, tapping out.
Yeah, my girls went to the Summer Adventure Club all year, and like the second they would walk in the house, there was just a cloud like Pigpen from Peanuts just hovering over them. And it's like, you are disgusting.
It's funny because some of the kids don't like shower or bathe or like use deodorant at all, and then you get the other kids that take what I call an axe bath, which is where they just spray themselves for like way too long in the hallway after recess, and they walk in and it's like the opposite effect. It's like, ooh, that smells good, but it is way too much.
Do you like assign seating in a way that it kind of levels each other off?
No, but I have had kids who have complained about other kids, and I've like, I want to move because they're so stinky. But, which is good. It's good they came to me and like shouted out to everyone else. But
right.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward topic.
How else are they going to attract the ladies if not with Axe body spray?
Exactly.
So you're also a freelance journalist. I've seen your work on, correct me if I'm wrong, Kotaku, Polygon, and I think recently IGN, right?
Yeah, they had a little bit of a big issue there with some plagiarism, and they dropped a lot of reviews.
Do they have an opening available or what?
Yeah, well, I think they do. Yeah. But Dan Stapleton, the reviews editor, reached out to me and said, hey, we had to get rid of our Nintendo Labo review. Would you want to jump in and re-review it? And I was like, heck yeah, that sounds awesome. I've never written for IGN before until this last month.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a great opportunity.
And it was like, hey, do you want to do this? And he was like, and I said, yeah. And he said, oh, great. I'm going to need it in like 5 days. I was like, oh, okay.
I got to find some cardboard quick.
I was like, oh, boy. And I'm also currently working on a piece for Polygon, a new one, about a Nintendo Power winner of one of their contests. And so I was like, oh, we got to get this IGN thing in, and then I'll try and wrap up that other piece. So it's been kind of a hectic last week, so I'm glad to have this weekend kind of with no official plans to do anything.
Do you have kids yourself?
No, I just have a very large dog.
How? So the cardboard was put to other kinds of use when you were done with it then?
Yeah. He loves cardboard, and he loves tearing it apart, but he didn't go for any of the Labo stuff, so...
Was that your first review? I know some of the other features I've read of yours have been more, editorials.
Well, I used to do a lot of reviews for a little site that was kind of like a Kotaku offshoot called Talk Amongst Yourselves. And Nintendo would actually send me games and things like that. So I'm pretty used to the review process, but IGN's is wholly different because their whole scheme is like, this is not about what you think other people will like. Like, this is just your opinion. Please be very, like, blatant with that. So it's kind of weird to have that attitude going into it, that, like, they didn't want me to refer to people like the player. Like, you literally can't say the player in their reviews or they get mad at you. You can't say the game. You have to say the name of the game. So, yeah, there's a lot of weird, like, little caveats that I wasn't used to. But it was good learning experience.
John, you'd be good at that. You're incredibly selfish. You don't think about anybody.
No, I could give a crap less about anybody else. Maybe they just want you to repeatedly say your name through the article so that they know it was actually you that wrote it.
That's right. I just say it all like Ben Bertoli thinks this, and Ben Bertoli thinks this. Aren't you Ben Bertoli? Yes, I am.
Is video game journalism anything that you look to as like a potential career, or is teaching your passion? Is teaching what you want to do for the rest of your life?
I've gone back and forth on it throughout the years. I applied for a job at Polygon, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and got down to maybe the top 3 and did an interview with the editor-in-chief and stuff like that. But I don't know. The more I do it, the more I think it's better as a side gig. I mean, I really enjoy teaching and, having summers off and everything like that. And I do worry that if I did games journalism as a full-time job, it would kind of burn me out on video games as a whole, which seems impossible, but there's been times when I'm just like, ugh. Don't want to write this feature anymore, something like that. So I think the way I have it like set up right now is good for me.
Yeah, and teaching seems like a pretty stable gig, I think. There's always going to be teaching jobs, where game journalism, sites open and close on a monthly basis, and I think that would be really tough for like a full-time career.
Yeah, it's a little stressful, so I think the way that it's going right now is good. I'm good. Working on some books and things like that as well, which might be the next, big stepping stone for me. I already put out the one book, but I'm trying to get, a couple more under my wing here.
Yeah, that's how I first came across your work, was your book, 101 Video Games to Play Before You Grow Up, which we featured in our Megadad's book club. Tell me about how that came about.
Well, we had a book fair back in I think 2016 October, and there was a book that was 101 movies to see before you grow up that a bunch of the kids were buying, and I just kind of picked it up and paged through it and thought, man, I could write this about video games. It'd be so easy for me to come up with 101 series. And so before I even went to the publisher and pitched that, I came up with a list, which, eventually got altered quite a bit, just depending on a certain number of reasons. And I set up something. I got an illustrator friend who lives in Australia to do like a mock-up page and with some art, and I sent it to him, and I guess they were just really impressed with the whole setup, and they were like, yeah, let's do this. Here's some money, please go write this thing for us. And over about 4 or 5 months, I tried to do an entry a day, and knocked out all 101, sent it off to be published. So yeah, it was a very interesting experience that I was just reeling from the fact that they actually agreed to do it. It seemed crazy to me.
That's awesome. So you said you're working on a follow-up. Is that something that you've stated what that is, or is that still kind of top secret hush hush for now?
Well, I am working on a shorter history book about Banjo-Kazooie, the Nintendo 64 game.
Yes.
For the last couple of months, I've been interviewing a lot of the key members from the Rare team, the Males brothers, who both worked on that, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, and Grant Kirkhope, who is just an absolute riot, and a lot of other Rare people. But I've hit a lot of roadblocks with that one. I'm still trying to hear back from some publishers, and there's just been issues. I've contacted Rare to see if they wanted to get on board, and initially they were interested, and then now they've kind of like giving me the cold shoulder. They just won't respond to anything I send them. So it's kind of frustrating, because I'm totally fine with rejection, but silence is something that I don't really know what to do with. Like, I guess that's just another form of rejection, but it's a little aggravating, to be honest.
Yeah, at least like an official, what are they, English? So if they bugger off, that'd be nice.
I'd take that.
John and I are great with rejection. After doing this podcast for 4 years, we are experts at being rejected by guests and listeners and spouses.
I've been rejected way before we started Megadads. I've had 4 decades of practice. Awesome. Well, should we jump right into our next segment?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to check the inbox. This is the part of the show where we select a randomly sent in question from our listeners. If you're our listener and you would like to send in a question to us, you can email us at megadadsblog@gmail.com with your question. And Ben, since you are our guest, I would like you to choose a number between 1 and 12.
Ooh, 8.
8.
Wait, we had 12 questions?
We had 12 questions. You
Wow.
don't think we had 12 questions?
I didn't think we had 12 listeners.
Okay. Ben, you still with us?
Yep.
Okay, it said 2 in call. I was confused. All right.
I'm here.
Adam,
I'm
edit
here
that
too.
out.
I'm here too.
I don't care if you're here. All right, so this month's question comes from Bobby, and he asks, growing up, what was your most memorable gift that you ever received, and what made it so special to you?
Man, that's a hard one.
Like
Most
memorable period, or
gift.
is he talking video games, or?
He just says, what's the most memorable gift you ever received? So, I mean, birthday gift, holiday gift.
I don't know if we can talk about mine. Ben already said we have to keep it pretty clean.
Wow. I'm trying to think specifically about a gift that, especially video game related, that someone has given me that I've just been like wowed with. One year, my wife, who I love very much, is not the best at shopping for gifts. She just isn't very creative at thinking of, she doesn't note things that I say throughout the year. I have like a long list on Amazon of things that I buy for her.
I'm so glad it's not just us.
She kind of, there was a while there where I had a good run of guessing exactly what she had got me. She would leave clues out unbeknownst to her, and one year it was a bike and I knew it, and one year it was a giant Simpsons Lego set and I knew it, and one year it was like a bow tie and I knew it. But one year I totally forgot that earlier in the year I had asked for like a capture card to capture video game footage and screenshots and things, and so on my birthday she gave me that, and I was just like stunned, like, wow, I totally forgot I wanted this, and you remembered it and managed to like buy me exactly the one I wanted. So that's a present that definitely stands out. That doesn't count as a child. Did they say childhood gift?
I don't think he specified childhood.
I mean, if we
might have, but I don't care.
If we never grew up, then it kind of counts,
That's
right.
true.
Yeah, he does. It does say growing up, so I think that applies to current day.
Those are the best gifts. It doesn't even have to be like the biggest thing or the newest thing or the flashiest thing. It's the thing that somebody put their mind to. Like somebody actually paid attention, and you may not have explicitly asked for it, but they just knew that was the thing. Those are always the best.
Like when Dad bought you Mortal Kombat, Adam?
That was going to be my story. Are you kidding me? That was totally going to be my story. Okay, so here's the thing. John and I, we're brothers, and we have an older brother who we never talk about because he's an a-hole. And our dad was an absent father. He left when we were young, and he never knew what to get us. Never. And one Christmas, he called and asked what we wanted, and I had a list like kids do, but I specifically said, just don't get me Mortal Kombat. I don't want Mortal Kombat. I didn't like the violence. I didn't like the blood and all that stuff. I thought it was just over the top. And so Christmas comes, and of course I open up Mortal Kombat because Dad being Dad, he only really half listened, which was to be expected. Which is fine, okay. I'm at an age where I'm like, I can bring this back. I just keep it in its shrink wrap and bring it back and get something different. But our older brother, who we never talk about because he's an a-hole, he's like, let me see that. So I hand over Mortal Kombat, and he proceeds to open the package, open the box, take the disc out, and I'm just sitting there slack-jawed because I knew I was going to be saddled with Mortal Kombat till the end of time.
Wait, did you say disc? What system was this for?
I think this is PS1.
Oh, okay.
It might not have been the original Mortal Kombat. I don't remember which which installment it was.
I hope it was that terrible Sub-Zero spinoff.
It was. Well, the good news is I did actually take it to Toys R Us, and I don't know if I got like the right person, but they let me exchange it. And I exchanged it for what was that game called? Oh, Tobal Number 1. You guys remember Tobal Number 1? And it came with like the Final Fantasy VII demo inside of it, which was really why I wanted it. Tobal Number 1.
Do you mean Toblerone, the candy?
Yeah, I got real screwed. I just got a box of chocolate. So it all ended up good in the end. But that is such a memorable gift experience for me. I'll never forget that story.
I was trying to think. I think for me, I've got, like, as a child, the most memorable one was probably the G.I. Joe space shuttle. Because of the sheer size of the thing, I think the box was taller than me.
I'm pretty sure we buried our dog in that box eventually, didn't we?
It was a good sized box. And they couldn't. It was Christmas Eve, and they were too lazy to wrap it because you would have needed like 3 rolls. So they just like threw a blanket over it, and we're like, ta-da! But that was probably the most memorable one as a kid. And then as an adult, kind of like Ben was saying, my wife got me something that was like, wow, you really kind of know me. A couple years ago, she bought me one of those 23 what is it called 23andMe genetic testing kits, and I was like, wow, yes, I am a super nerd, thank you for knowing that.
And that's how we discovered we're not really brothers.
I was gonna say, I thought I was gonna say, like, that's how I learned I was related to Hitler or something terrible.
That's way worse than Orville Redenbacher.
But way more interesting.
I am like 80% German, so there probably is some Nazi blood in there somewhere, but I'm not going to dig that deep.
Oh boy. Yeah,
another one that I can think of just really quick off the top of my head is that we didn't, when we had Easter as a kid, we would just go like find, little plastic eggs that had like a quarter in it or a jelly bean or whatever. But there was one year where my parents like had like some scavenger hunt thing where you kept finding clues, and it led to Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64. Which was like, was like, what? Like a whole like $60 video game on Easter? That's crazy. So that was a big deal too.
That's
I
a
distinctly
big deal
remember
for
that
Easter,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was like the last thing I expected. I had to share it with my 2 brothers, but still,
Oh, so
Easter Bunny wasn't messing around then.
You had that thing where you got a gift for you, but you still had to quote unquote share it.
No, it wasn't even for me. It was just we were doing it together, like as a team.
I gotcha.
Yeah, like we were Scooby-Doo or something.
I think we had that.
I'm sharing.
We had that BS for my birthday. I got the Super Nintendo, and it was like, now Adam, this is your birthday, but this is for all of you. And I remember thinking, what is this crap?
Yeah, as someone who has a birthday that's right next to Christmas, I got a lot of that going on.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. When's your birthday?
December 16th.
Okay.
So,
my daughter's is the 28th, so she's equally screwed, yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least hers is after. I feel like there's something different about having it after Christmas, because then, like, no one's, like, still excited about Christmas. Like, oh, boy, this is your Christmas and birthday gift. I'm like, but it's just a sweater, Not. It's got to be big. It's got to be, like, at least $200.
It's a really nice sweater.
Oh, yeah.
It's just lined with cash.
There's always cash in the sweater.
All right. Well, thank you, Bobby, for sending in that question. That brings us to my favorite part of the show, the first episode we've ever recorded, so it doesn't have a lot of competition. But it's time for us to play Real or BS.
Maybe we should call it Real or Not Real.
Real or not real? I think the word you're looking for is fake.
Oh, okay. That word
we can do BS.
That word gets thrown around a lot these days.
Oh, boy.
Oh, dear. So, for those unfamiliar with the game, here's how it works. I choose a theme, and then Adam and our guest try to decipher which of the items that I name are real and which are completely made up. There are 10 items that I will name. You each get a choice, or you each get a chance to choose your opinion on each selection. I'm not vocalizing this very well.
Come on,
I should have
John.
wrote this down.
So you say a thing, we decide if it's real or BS.
You
Gotcha.
each get to say if it's real or BS.
Is it
we'll
all
take
video
turns.
game related?
It is all video game related.
All right.
And we'll take turns with who goes first. So Ben will get to say first what his guess is, and then Adam will say for that one. And then first, number 2 pick, Adam will go first, and then back and forth.
Are you going to reveal the answers at the end, or just like right after when you've asked?
I'll reveal as we go.
Okay.
So, and then whoever scores the most points wins a lifetime supply of high fives.
Whoa. So if I know for sure that it's real, I shouldn't be like, oh, I know that's real, because then he'll say...
Exactly.
All
you
right,
might want to
okay.
kind of play
Yeah,
some
play.
mind games with
All
them.
right.
Yeah, I don't know how good you are at psychological warfare, so I just have to rely on my own instincts.
I'm a 6th grade teacher. That's like what I do all day.
And talking to Ben for a little bit, I think he might have the edge on this category. So
Oh, thanks.
We'll see.
Thanks, John.
Well-
Appreciate the confidence.
That combined with your stupidity, I would put my money on Ben. So the topic, the category for this first installment of Real or BS is members of the Kong family.
Oh.
Thank you, John.
I'm
Thank you.
so good at this.
Ben might go 10 for 10.
Now you said
I don't know.
You said Kong, not Khan, right? So it's not
Not Genghis,
okay.
Oh, I was thinking from Star Trek. but
Not
yeah,
Wrath
that one
of.
too. Yeah.
not Wrath of.
Okay.
So members of the Kong family. So Ben will go first here. The first one I've got is Cranky Kong.
I'm going to go with real on that one.
I'm also going to say real.
All right, I started off pretty easy.
Yeah,
Cranky
you
Kong
did.
is real.
You might as well have said
Cranky.
donkey.
And you know,
I hope
haven't
these ramp
played-
up, John.
Diddy. I've never heard of Diddy. And I'm not super familiar, so maybe I hadn't heard of a lot of these. We'll see. Maybe
Okay.
this isn't as much of a challenge as I hoped.
I didn't realize they had such an extended family that we could fill out an entire game's worth, but let's see what
Oh,
happens.
man. They totally do.
All right. So Adam, you go first on the next one.
Okay.
Kiddy Kong.
Kitty?
Kiddy Kong.
Like Kidd or Kitt? It's not going to change my answer either way, but I want to know.
Kiddy Kong.
I'm going to say BS.
No, I'm sorry. That's real.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's
It's real.
That's from Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, 1996, Super Nintendo.
Oh, snap, Adam, you're so
Well,
screwed.
that's all the time we have for Mega Dad's X, everybody.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna
And
get-
hopefully this doesn't ruin a future one, but in Japan he's called Dinky Kong, like Dinky, like small, even though he's large.
Okay, for the record, I had no idea that Ben was so knowledgeable about Kongs.
Easily my favorite series.
Oh, God, I'm so screwed.
Okay, well,
All right, well, Ben's got
Keep it
2
rolling.
points.
all right. Number 3. Ben goes first.
All right,
Speedy Kong.
I'm gonna call
Speedy Kong.
BS on that one.
Man, I wonder if I should just answer all the things he answers. Speedy Kong.
Speedy Kong.
I'm gonna say BS, and not because Ben said it, because that's what I think with my head.
That is BS. There's no such Kong.
Knew it.
Okay, Adam, this next one's for you.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Lanky Kong.
Lanky. That can't be. There's a cranky. There can't be a lanky. That's BS.
Lanky Kong.
No, that's also real.
Are you kidding me?
Donkey Kong Country 6 or Donkey Kong 64. He's the orangutan who looks like a clown.
This is correct.
Oh, I'm gonna feel so bad about myself at the end of this.
You gotta remember the words of the DK rap.
Oh man.
Oh, do you know the words to the DK rap?
Yeah. I mean, I do. He has no style. He has no grace. This Kong has a funny face. That's Lanky Kong.
Dude.
Oh,
This guy
I'm so happy right now.
This guy's a prodigy.
Okay, what are we on? 5. By the way, Ben has not missed one yet.
Well,
Right.
of course he hasn't.
This one's for Ben. Sweaty Kong.
I'm gonna go BS on that one. If it's real, it's very obscure.
I'm gonna say BS. That was your nickname in high school, wasn't it, John?
You got the reference. All right, so halfway through, Ben is winning 5-3.
Oh.
Adam, I
Yeah.
don't have high hopes for
How
you here.
much time do we have left, John?
We've got about 5 minutes left.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I can do
All
this.
right, Adam. Number 6
Mm-hmm.
is Chunky Kong.
Chunky. Okay, so
Chunky.
when you gave me lanky, I said BS because I thought it was too close to cranky. Now I know there's a funky, so I'm trying to like balance this out. Like my rationale didn't support my answer last time. I'm gonna say real.
Yeah, that one's also from Donkey Kong 64. That's real.
Did they just
Correct.
run out of ideas?
And
Or
that's yeah. Well, I don't know. That's Kiddy Kong's older brother, by the way. Like in the canon.
he knows the lineage.
I think Donkey Kong should be your next book after Banjo-Kazooie because you are incredibly knowledgeable.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It'd be great if there was like a, like it's a Hyrule Historia. If it was like a Donkey Kong Historia, I could probably do that.
You could do something with like a family tree, like a family banana tree or something, right?
Probably.
There's something there. You can have that
All
one
right.
for free.
Number 7 is for Ben. Crunky Kong.
Crunky? Oh boy. I'm gonna say BS on that one.
Did you say crunky or crumpy? What was it?
Crunky.
Like the sweet dance moves.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think that's crumping with a P, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Crunky's a brand of chocolate in Japan, I think.
He's called Chocolate Kong in Japan.
So we know he's real.
Yeah, they can't do that in America. That's that's borderline racist.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say I don't even remember what Ben said. I'm gonna say BS.
Yeah, I said BS.
It is BS.
Okay.
There's no Crunky Kong. Adam,
Yeah, I got this. This is all me.
number 8. Kinky Kong.
No, there's no way. Nope. BS.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with BS on that one too.
Okay, BS. There's no Kinky Kong.
That
I am
was-
not fooling anybody on this episode.
That was the spin-off that did not get the Nintendo seal of approval.
Yeah. Unofficial spinoff.
That's John's
Okay.
fan fiction.
Alright, that sound there means we're running out of time, so we're going to fly through these next couple of ones.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Number 9. Pardon me. For Ben. Wrinkly Kong.
True. That's true.
No way. Wrinkly? Oh, he seemed so confident and his answer came so quickly that I would have said BS, but I'm going to say true just because he seems to really know his stuff.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
She died in between Donkey Kong Country 3 and DK64, and she appears as a ghost in Donkey Kong 64.
You're kidding me.
Nope. They killed off the Grandma Kong.
Was she like married to Cranky?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but she still haunts him, so it's every man's dream.
Ah.
I don't know if that's my dream.
Alright, and number 10, the final one here. Can Ben go 10 for 10? We'll call him Ben 10 if he does.
Oh, God.
Adam,
Yeah.
Jazzy Kong.
Jazzy Kong.
Jazzy Kong.
I'm gonna say real, and I don't know why.
I'm gonna say BS, unless it's one that I just don't know for some reason.
It's BS.
Yeah!
Ben wins with a perfect 10.
Oh
my gosh.
I kept
Good.
waiting for you to mention Bluster Kong, who sounds like the worst one, and it's only appeared in the Donkey Kong Country TV show.
Oh, he was not on Wikipedia.
Oh,
Dude.
there you go.
Wait, did you not do your due diligence, John, and research these?
That would have been a much better deep dive than Kinky Kong, I guess.
I have to say, Ben, I am very impressed / worried about you.
So the official score is
yeah.
Ben 10 and Adam 7. So congratulations, Ben.
I win unlimited high fives. Woo! From gorillas. Probably hurt.
All right, I think that's going to do it for this inaugural episode of Mega Dad's X. Ben, tell the folks all about where they can find you on the internet.
All right, I am on Twitter at SuperBentendo, which is just like Nintendo but with a B at the start. And then my personal website for all my writings and books and such can be found at benbertoli, that's with 1L.com.
Awesome.
And
Thank you so much.
I just want to say, John, before you cut us off, I went to
Yep.
benbertoli.com before we started to do a little background, a little research. He's already got his guest appearances on Megadads on his website, so that's pretty cool. That's
Nice.
that's up to date.
True.
Well, I'm sure it is the highlight of his career.
Yes, definitely.
Suck it, IGN.
At this point. I can only go higher.
Oh,
This is true.
Thank you so much.
This is true.
And for those listening, if you enjoy Megadads X, you can find it on the regular podcast feed for Megadads Live. So subscribe in your usual places and send us a review on your platform of choice. We would greatly appreciate it. Ben, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
All right, sounds great. And Donkey Kong sound effect right here.
Oh, I'm gonna timestamp that right now.
Get to work, Adam.